Remag Rants! So, I guess since you guys are on Remag Rants, and since it's full screen, you guys are not trolled at all, but whatever. So, today we are going to actually do my first video in my new series, uh, and it'll be called SBAS, or Story Behind Story Behind a, song. So, let me actually we are gonna get the song up. So we are gonna be going with the Megan Dia Monster song. So we're gonna be, now this is the story behind the song. So normally we would look at the song lyrics, but what's really interesting is that this song actually has a story that was made. That's why the song was made. As you can see right here where I highlighted it. So is based off of two things, but let me read this. This is, ooh, okay. This is might actually be longer than I thought it was, but hopefully this isn't copyrighted. I'll play it in the background, and if it is, I'll just restart, re-record this. I hope I don't get copyrighted. So, anyways, let's read this. Actually, that might be too loud. That's why I was planning to not read this. I mean, not play the music. Anyways, the couch. Always behind the couch. Under the table. The closet under the stairs. Three places to run. Three places to hide. Every time their voices would rise, I would run to the closest sanctuary, and thank God I was small enough to fit. Those voices that ran across each corner of the room seemed to reverberate off my every skin. Dad. He told me to call him Sir, never Dad. Mom. She told me to call her Hannah. She was so pretty when she slept. She was so pretty when she was happy. Now her body of 20 was old. Now her body of 20 years was old. Tired from no sleep, breaking her from fingerprints pressed into her sides, and boiling with too hard of liquor from her fragile porcelain outline. Ooh, so that was just the first basically that was just the first paragraph, and I've already read this. Okay, so I've already read this if you guys want to know. And honestly, uh this is going to get very hard. So not this is going to get very complicated, okay? So just be warned. This is it. 3 minutes in, you're gonna be warned, okay? And it's sad and stuff, all the stuff. After every uproar, every tear by her, and every and I suck at reading, so that's gonna ruin the experience. But you can read, or by yourself or along. After every uproar, every tear by her, and every empty bottle by him, they would come. They would come looking. Her happy to see him turn his malice toward me. Him happy to turn his malice away from himself. I was the 6-year-old pathetic coward. So I I don't even really know. You know what? So I'm like very stupid. But so basically what's happening is kind of crazy. If you couldn't tell. I know what this is. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, called it. Okay. Anyways, so you just think he's like the worst. They don't think he's a good person. I don't think they. I don't know. They just. Of course, it's always touching the first time, but it's like I didn't. It's like I didn't really understand. It's just I think they just think he's a monster, just terrible person. I don't know. Just you guys can have your own SBAS. Okay. So, back here. After black, they would confine me to my room, a tiny room with one window, where their words said minutes earlier would form long sentences and wrap around in a circle above my head, like those music boxes loving mothers would clip to the sides of their infants' cribs. I hated my room. I hated the dark. They knew it too, and took pleasure in locking me in where they could get me. So, they basically, um, right now yeah, I think they hate him. Yeah, duh. Okay. They absolutely just hate him and they really just I don't know. How do I not know? I mean, they just straight up just don't like him. They're like I don't I don't care about you. I want you to feel torture. You're not who I want. It's like neglect in a different way. It's just being a jerk. It's um it's basically Yeah, it's basically like doing all the things you need to do, not neglecting, but being mean because it's fun, because it's just what they want to do. So, next paragraph. Dear reader, please note, if you were ever a 6-year-old child, remember what it was like to lay in bed and imagine that loud heartbeat pulsing thick from underneath your mattress. Remember that hand that hovered over your face once you closed your eyes. Remember that loud breathing that resided around your open window. The creatures. That white little girl that crawled toward you in night, hair hanging around the neck, fingers outstretched. To a child, it is horrid. To an adult, it is a memory that most barely ever remember. So basically, he is explaining what it was like to, you know, have those monsters. And this goes way farther. It's like, okay, see here, okay, so here's the end. So if you wanted to keep reading ahead, you can. But this, okay, so you guys don't know what's gonna happen in 10 minutes. 20 years later. I didn't understand love. I didn't understand human connection. I only understood the weather, constantly changing. I, I mean, you guys are probably smarter than me, or understand this more. Basically, if you don't, I just feel it's like, it's kind of sad. It's just that he never got to learn any he didn't understand, like, a human connection, love, and he didn't understand emotions like love or hate. And so, let's do this. I was at my second year of college. I was striving to be a writer. I didn't trust the crowds. I would go into my apartment, sit at my small desk. Let's restart that. I was striving to be a writer. I didn't trust the crowds. I would go to my apartment, sit at my small desk I had gotten at a garage sale, and stay there for hours with my books, my papers, my bottle of brandy. Then the day would end, and I would get ready for the next. No, let me think. This is a alcohol. That's not what I meant, but okay. Let me just guess that's an alcohol or just something bad for you. So basically, you know, it's just his life now. I slept with the lights on, always. I didn't want many things, but every once in a while, I hate to admit, I would want to feel that popular emotion I had read about in so many books. Love. I was scared to administer it myself. I was scared to feel for another person. So things happened. Now, let's go. If you haven't read this, just don't. Oh my gosh. But it's really. Oh no, no. Here, let's close. It's really sad, honestly. Just like. So, he didn't want to. He doesn't know what love is, and so he's heard about it though, and he didn't want to feel it, or he doesn't, because it's love and it's caring, and it's just not what he learned about, and he thinks it's wrong. On the walk to my apartment, I saw. Okay, now this is it. 10 minutes. If you don't leave now, you're gonna get get sad or not. You might not have uh, um, anything happen to you. On the walk to my apartment, I saw a girl in a red sweater. I pardoned her and asked her if she knew where Rebecca Street was. She looked at me in a funny way, paused, and turned her back to me. My hands ran to her shoulders, my lips to her neck, my hard fingers, hard hands, her soft hair, thin ankles. So basically, I don't even know what caused him to do this. He just got really mad. See, I don't have this personal experience. I don't understand it. I barely read about this stuff. But it's just, I mean, I can. He definitely hurt her. I ran off, leaving the skinned girl crying at her violet bruises left in patches under her sweater and skirt. I had been born of glass, but now I only felt empathy. No regrets, but still, that hard human pain that is there when you know you have done a terrible trespass. So, he feels bad for it. He feels bad for doing that, but he still did it anyway. And he's like, he doesn't regret it, but he just feels bad for doing it. But he feels good. He doesn't feel like he wishes he didn't. It's just, human emotion. You gotta have some of it. But yeah, he has been born. He was just raised in a way just that didn't care about him. Didn't have any emotion really for him. I mean, hate, but he didn't want to hate. He just didn't. So listen, I went back to my apartment. I turned all the lights on and opened the window. The night was calm and beautiful, and the wind brought in glow flies by the dozen. They did not bother me like they did to most locals here. They brought light and company, and I loved them with all my heart. I broke the lamps and poured the liquid into the tub. Small shards of porcelain glass managed to mix with my water as well. That was now pouring from the faucet. I added the remaining castoreum I kept under my sink by my desk, which I had used as a de- didn't I can't read for my alcohol. Maybe it would have the same effect on me. Substance added to alcohol to make it unfit for drinking. So, this is it. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, kinda sad. It's sad when you read it the first time, then it's okay. I can deal with this, but like it just really makes you think. You guys have your own SBAS, and it's better when you guys like do it for the first time. Never mind, don't show people Skypes. So, um, he's just adding porcelain glass and kerosene. He's just had a hard life. He's having just to deal with his life. Deal with his life. It's just sad. And it's just really, I just can't say anything. It's just saddening. This happened. Of course, I know it's not real. Don't. The comments have already gone and said, oh, but it's not a real or island. I know, but these kind of things get me, guys. Like, it did the first time. This time it's not as bad, but I still, feel. And I know more now. It feels more now that it's not real. Getting over. I'm like over it now, but still, just think about it. If you read this for the first time, and you guys probably know me enough to, or if you don't, well, I'm a softie, so if I read this for the first time, yeah, you know how I would feel. So anyway, guys, this is the end of the first SBAS, and this is Multimedia Gamer getting off.